Wall Street got the headline it's been waiting 2 weeks for, and it ran with it. A deal to end the US-Iran war sent stocks to records, sank oil, and quietly reset the math heading into the Federal Reserve's first meeting under a new chair. Here's what happened today. Start at the top. The Dow added 468 points, up 0.92%, to a record close of 51,671. A fresh all-time high, with an intraday record on top of it. The S&P 500 climbed 1.65%, about 123 points, to 7,554. And the Nasdaq did the heavy lifting, jumping 3.07%, nearly 800 points, to 26,684. That's its best day since late March. The catalyst came Sunday night, when President Trump posted that a deal with Iran was, quote, now complete, ending the fighting and reopening the Strait of Hormuz. That's the shipping lane roughly a fifth of the world's oil moves through, and the threat to it was what had markets on edge for 2 weeks. So when it reopened, the fear trade unwound in a hurry. And the single most important number today wasn't on the stock board, it was crude. U.S. oil fell nearly 5%, to just under $81 a barrel. Hold that number. We'll come back to why it matters more than it looks. Underneath the indexes, SpaceX kept running, up about 20%, extending the 19% pop from its record-setting market debut on Friday. Chip names rebounded after last week's rout. Nvidia rose about 3%. And the worst performer in the S&P was Fox, down about 16%, after it announced a $22 billion deal to buy the streaming company Roku, 60% cash, 40% stock. That's the classic acquirer's reaction. Investors saw the debt and the share dilution before they saw the strategy, and sold first. You could see the same risk appetite everywhere else. Treasury yields fell as bets on a Fed rate hike came off. The dollar dropped. Bitcoin pushed back above $66,000. When peace breaks out, money comes off the sidelines. And today it did, all at once. Now back to oil. Because this is the part that carries into the rest of the week. Remember why inflation ran hot last month? That 4.2% reading was almost entirely an energy story. Gasoline and fuel spiking because of the war. Take the war away. Send crude back toward $80, and the scariest part of that inflation print starts to melt. The market spent today betting exactly that, which sets up Wednesday. The Fed meets tomorrow and Wednesday, with a rate decision at 2 p.m. Eastern. And it's the first meeting with Kevin Warsh holding the gavel. Warsh is the more hawkish replacement for Jerome Powell, and markets have spent weeks pricing in a real chance he hikes before the year is out. Nobody expects a move Wednesday. The decision itself is a near certain hold. The event is the signal, the new projections, the dot plot, and whether Warsh frames last month's inflation as a passing energy shock or something stickier. One honest caveat before you read too much into the records. The rally was narrower than the headline numbers suggest. Advancers barely outran decliners, and the muscle came from tech, not the whole market. This was a relief rally with a tight grip, not a broad all clear. So here's where it leaves us. The market voted today that the inflation scare was really an oil scare, and that the oil scare is ending. The one person who hasn't voted yet runs his first meeting on Wednesday. Records are the easy part. Wednesday is the test. We cover the markets on the days that actually matter, with explainers when it helps. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. We'll see you next time.